Hi everyone, it is Meredith and today is March 4th, 2017, and here are the most important dates that you need to know about March. So I've recorded this so you can get out your piece of paper and your pencil and take some notes. So we've got tons to talk about, lots coming up. So I'm going to roll through this pretty quickly. So since last fall, around November 2016, until September 2017, the most major transit we have is Jupiter opposes Uranus. And this is a really intense transit. You can see it's quite shocking. Ultimately, I do think that it's for our spiritual development. I think that ultimately it's going to serve us, but right now it feels a little bit painful. It's kind of shocking, but it's asking us as a collective, what do we value right now? But it's like a circuit breaker. And we're actually changing our beliefs as a whole right now. And this is going to last all the way until September 2017. It's a huge transit and it went direct yesterday. So on the 3rd of March, I believe, it went exactly direct. Direct means exact degrees touch in the opposition. And so it almost feels like there's a lack of solidarity. There's a lack of common goals. It's hard to reconcile our differences. And we're fighting for different things and we're in disarray. It's like we're on a very two different train tracks. And it's hard to find a cohesion because it's opposite energy. It's like two people from two totally different cultures trying to communicate. And yes, you will be able to find common ground eventually. And I do feel that pieces of outdated belief systems are being eroded, shredded, discarded, sloughed off in order for us to find new common core set of values. Now, what's interesting about astrology and why we even do this is I think it gives you the ability, like driving a car through the Swiss Alps, to be able to see the terrain ahead so you can navigate to your highest, best self. So if I tell you that there's hairpin turns up around the mountain side above, you're going to drive the car differently. So it's kind of like being in the first person and being in the third person narrative at the same time. So here you are living your life in the present tense, also able to ascend above yourself and watch yourself participate in it. So you get two different perspectives, and with those two different perspectives, you can grow your life, grow yourself, grow the world, and you can develop and build compassion and empathy for others who don't do life the same way as you. So when you get a little bit of objectivity about what we're actually participating in while you're participating in it, you can make better, bigger decisions. And I think what it does is it creates a lot of compassion. So we're in a time period right now. Hold on, strap on your helmets, put on your seatbelt, because it is very volatile. But this volatility is needed and it's necessary. We might not see the benefits while we're in it, but they are happening, even though it can be quite shocking and painful. So collectively, as on the whole entire planet, we are changing our values. We're changing what we believe in. And it's no small thing. We're having a revolution, and there is shock waves in it. So on the 3rd, which was yesterday, we've got this Jupiter-Uranus opposition exact, but we also have Mars sitting right next to Uranus. So when you have Mars and Uranus together in that opposition, it does something else. It adds like high octane fuel to Uranus. It makes it speed up. It makes it go really, really fast. And you're going to see incredible breakthroughs in your own personal life, and you're going to see breakthroughs out there in the world. It can be abrupt endings and new discoveries. You've been hearing about supersonic jets being developed. There are passengers that are already signed up to fly to the moon in 2018. That's happening underneath this transit or inside this transit. And we even discovered, I think, 7 new worlds. I mean, that's incredible. So we're moving from fiction into fact that there is probably life on other planets, and it will become science under this breakthrough transit. So we're in the middle of a revolution. And if you can be objective and look at it from above while simultaneously extracting the benefits while being in it, even though it's uncomfortable, it's critical, it's important, it's growing pains. Um, Now, in your own life, whatever is occurring is ultimately for your benefit. It's for your higher understanding, and it may filter down through your consciousness. And you may feel like you have sudden flashes of the bigger picture or the deeper meaning inside the picture. Hold on to those so those are not just fleeting. Um, these these are rocky times, but I think they're supposed to be. On March 4th, which is today, Venus goes retrograde. And this is a really destined period. So Venus goes retrograde for 6 weeks. That's 42 days from now. It will go direct. And it started on March 4th. So it's a 6-week period, and it's a lot of exciting opportunities. I think there's a special destiny inside Venus in retrograde. You know, let me just tell you this. So Venus goes retrograde the least of the inner planets. It goes retrograde, let's see, 7%, only 7% of the time in a year. So only 7% of our year has a Venus in retrograde, where Mercury is almost at 20%. So it's, you know, Mercury in retrograde happens all the time. And Venus in retrograde operates a little bit differently than Mercury in retrograde, but Venus in retrograde happens every 19 months. So you don't even, I shouldn't even say 7% of a year, because it doesn't even happen once a year. But you'll feel a Venus in retrograde far more strongly than even a Mercury in retrograde, and it's deep. Now, you can find true love during Venus in retrograde, but truthfully, it's about self-love, and it's about growing your self-esteem, self-confidence, and what you value internally. So you're being asked to reevaluate, like all retrogrades, reevaluate, reassess, redo what matters most in your life. So when we're talking about Venus, we're talking mostly about love and money, but we're also talking about how we invest our money and love and time in, and does it align with our core values, with what we really want? And does it add value? Does it add self-esteem and self-worth to our lives? So do our investments add worth? Are they worth it? Are they paying off? Are your investments paying off? If they're not, change them. So it's not a tear down aspect, it's a build up. Plug into things, plug into people that really make you feel good, that make you feel comfortable, that build you up. There's exciting opportunities when it comes to love and money, and there can be really whirlwind romances during this time. The key is to choose your options carefully. Hasty decisions, you know, based on lust, they're only going to end in a sorrowful way. So I wouldn't necessarily, well, this is what I'd say. There is sort of a destiny. You can meet a soulmate inside Venus in retrograde. You will also have loves from the past return to your life. And that's to sort of work out the karmic contract that they have with you. They're either coming back for you to work out your karma with them, or them to work out their karma with you. You don't have to do it. If you feel decisive in your decision to not go back, don't go back if it doesn't serve you. If you don't know if it serves you, you may try again under Venus in retrograde, and you may come to realize that it does not benefit you. So this is a time to really improve how you feel about yourself, to love yourself more, to figure out what really brings you pleasure and invest in that. You know, find out the reasons for problems in your previous and current relationships. This is where you can kind of remove old levers that no longer serve you. Even reminiscing or thinking about or evaluating previous partners can be enough to sort of empty out your karmic baggage and lighten the load. Now, when you are in a Venus in retrograde period, it's sort of a fated period. It's a time when giving and receiving love is more difficult, but it can happen. There may be obstacles. So if you meet somebody in a Venus in retrograde, have a slower courtship for 42 days before you get deeply, deeply involved. And then and then let it take off when Venus goes direct. I'm in my hotel room in San Francisco, so this is not my house. I'm here in San Francisco filming, and I was filming all day yesterday for 8 hours, so my voice is a little bit sore. And of course, the housekeepers want to vacuum right now, right outside my door. So is that my luck? Okay, well, we'll listen to the vacuum cleaner as the beautiful music behind my video. I hope you can't hear it. So I could talk to you about Venus in retrograde forever, but really invest, make good investments in yourself. Now we're only on March 5th, so I got to roll through these pretty quickly. Keep taking notes, and you can rewind the video. But Mars is going to be good to us on the 5th. It's very stabilizing. It's in great aspect to Saturn. So keep working, keep pushing hard, carry out your responsibilities. It's a really motivating time. And, you know, Saturn is in Sag and Mars is in Aries, and they make this perfect aspect. So they like each other. So it's like Mars is saying, hurry up, get it done, let's do this thing. And Saturn's showing up with all the tools that you need to implement your big project. So this is a great time for you to implement the thing that you've been procrastinating, your taxes, your accounting, your I don't know, rebuilding the bathroom, putting an extension on your home, whatever project you have, redesigning your website, do it, do it, do it. This is a great time. On the 10th of March, Mars enters Taurus and things really slow down. So take this week to really invest into your projects because Taurus goes at a little slower pace. And you might not personally be a person that goes that slowly. So when Taurus comes in, it slows things down. You also might be exhausted like me, where you've just been burning the candle at both ends, and you'll really appreciate this slowdown. I know I will. And so it can be kind of frustrating, though. It can be kind of like when you go to Disneyland and you want to ride all the rides and you race over to Space Mountain and you get there, and there's a 2-hour wait. And without the astrologer in your life telling you, hey, it's going to go slow. So bring a book, bring a sack lunch, prepare so you can do something in line and feel still productive and not lose your mind just with Taurus and Mars asking you to just stand still and wait. It's so slow and it can be so frustrating. So bring your book on tape, bring your book, bring a little activity to do so you're not just bored. It's like that's a metaphor for saying how it can go slow when you don't want it to. And so if you can just be prepared for March 10th and Mars, and it will be there for a while. It'll be there for the rest of the month. So you want to bring your patience. The good news is that Taurus has really long lasting battery power. So it's very determined and it moves very thoughtfully. It moves a little slower. It doesn't run, it walks. It's not a bad thing. Maybe you want to take your CrossFit exercise and your downhill snow skiing and your marathon running training, and you want to bring it down to yoga. You want to bring it down to walking. You want to read your books on tape while you do your long walk through the forest. Maybe you want to do a beautiful hike to the top of the mountain and you don't want to race or run. You know, maybe you want to slow it down and maybe you'll love it. I'm going to step into my yoga and I'm also going to take my exercise from a very, very yang exercise into a little bit more of a yin exercise. It's still incredible, you know, like working the core, like that, literally. I'm going to do some really good core work class, rather than, you know, sprint interval training or spin class. It's just an idea. So the full moon is in Virgo on March 12th. It's not a great moon. It's not a great day for you to start. Now, I tell you this because I want you to be prepared. And if you're going to apply for a new job, please don't apply for it on March 12th or the 13th. So it's in a very hard-working sign of Virgo. It's in opposition, as all full moons are, to Pisces. So if you are a Virgo, if you are a Pisces, this is enormous. This day is enormous. And be careful. But it's in a negative aspect to Saturn, and it's in opposition to Chiron, which is our wound. Saturn represents our skeletal system. So under this full moon, you wear a seatbelt, you don't text and drive, and if you're going skiing, you wear a helmet. If you're on your scooter, wear a helmet, put a helmet on if you're skateboarding, snowboarding, because the skeletal system can be fragile under this kind of full moon. So just be aware. I'm not saying to not go downhill snow skiing. I probably will, but I'll do it with not caution, because I'm a Sag and that's going to take a little fun out of my game, but with awareness. Just be aware. And also know that there's Pluto in this mix, and Pluto's going to probably uncover an emotional truth. You're going to get to the bottom of a mystery, something that's been baffling you. So it's not necessarily a bad moon, it's just highly uncomfortable, and I want you to be aware of it. On the 13th, conversation is going to get really direct and pointed. It could get mean and angry at the lowest form. At the highest form, you might find the directness really refreshing. You're going to see that your thoughts are no longer confusing. Your opinions are definitive. You're going to see that you are going to take a stance, a strong stance for what you believe in. But guess what? So is everybody else. So it can be more volatile. So Mercury, our communication planet, is in this, moves into the sign of Aries, which is rocket fuel, and it's very direct. There aren't a whole lot of polish in the hellos and the goodbyes. It's, this is what I need, this is what I want. Aries speak in bottom line terms. And so, you know, think about that and try to be perhaps the counterbalance to it. One of the things is, I find it a little bit refreshing, but I'm a Sag and I got a lot of fire in my chart. I find Aries to be very refreshing because it tells me straight. It's a straight talking, shoot from the hip, bottom line, this is how it's so. And if I don't agree, I find that inside Mercury and Aries, or Aries people, they can handle it. So if you're a really sensitive sign, be careful with yourself. Know that the world is harsh. Don't go on Twitter. Let me tell you that. Don't do Twitter. Twitter is like Aries and Mercury all the time. It's short, it's pointed, and it is direct, and it can be mean. So, you know, it's moving out of Mercury in Pisces. Mercury is in Pisces and it's moving into Aries. So things have been confusing and nebulous and like in the gray area and not quite right, and I can't put my finger on it, and it's just been a little bit more foggy. Now it's going into life is going to be full throttle, full frontal. You get what you see. There's no hidden agenda or mystery. Truths will be uncovered with this. This is the warrior communicator. So you're going to see warrior communication. And you can bring sensitivity and sweetness and compassion and amp that up a little bit. The world needs more of it. So this day, the next day that I want to talk about, is a really special day. It is March 20th, and it is International Astrology Day. And you're like, okay, so what? It's pretty cool because it is the day that's really special to astrologers. It's the first day of the Wheel of Life. It's the 0 degrees Aries day, and it is also spring equinox. And I know that that means something to you. So it is the most fiery day of the year, but it's the day of birth. It is the first day of the new year, back from Babylonian times. I don't know why we picked January 1st. I think that we did that, we made that up just on a calendar. But, you know, March 20th is the first day of our new year. And it's the day when the chicken is hatched. It's the day when the baby comes out of the womb. It's the day when the tulip, you'll see the first tulip bulb. It's the day when life emerges. And so it is so powerful. It has just so much power and passion. This is the day for you to plant the new seed. What do you want your life to be? What do you want to have in your life? It's the very first degree. So it's 0 degrees Aries. And it's a go-getting sign. It's a go-getting time. So step into the zone of taking definitive actions for your personal goals. Let the blossoming of life inspire your creativity, and feel the rush of excitement on this day. It's a really big, powerful, impactful day. It's a great day to apply for a job or start any new project, any new goal that you have. So on March 27th, I just want to say that this is a beautiful day because Mars is going to be in a beautiful aspect with Neptune. So it's a spiritual warrior day. So this is a time to call upon the archetype that lives inside of you that's a spiritual warrior. This is a time for you to step into anything that fires up your spirituality or your intuition. This is a day to live your intuition. So you're being asked that right now. So what do you want to do with it? Do you want to go on a retreat? Do you want to take up meditation? Do you want to learn the tarot? Do you want to meet Tony Robbins? Do you want to work with a life coach? Do you want to discover yourself? Do you want to help less fortunate souls? How can you put your spiritual warrior, your love for life, into a spiritual practice? Maybe you're going to read Deepak's books. This is a day for you to grow your spiritual connection, your divine connection. This is a day for you to talk to your angels. This is the day when your angels knock on the front door and you answer it and you get to meet them. This is a heavenly day where you may see the miracles of heaven. This is a day where you may be the earth angel. You may be a guardian angel to somebody else. This is a gateway into your higher self. So the 28th is a new moon in Aries, and it's conjunct Venus in retrograde. So this is a day about blessing yourself with self-love. Grow yourself internally and take care of you. It's more important than the external right now. So it's also about, with that new moon in Aries, it's about taking stock in love and growing your money, your self-worth, your self-esteem. It's a new beginning for you to step into a new project that will really make you see your value in your life and in life. How can you be of value in your life? What can you do better for yourself? And planting that seed. So make sure you do the new moon ritual. If you don't know how to do it, go look at it in my videos on my website. If you're in my VIP program, you get that for free. If you're not, you can join my VIP program and you can go watch that video. It's really important. It's a high manifesting day. It's my favorite day, always the new moon, because it gives you kind of a redo and a new chance to create anything you want. So if you want to learn my tips and techniques, just join my VIP circle and you'll get access to that video and all these other videos. So let me just tell you about the last day of the month. It's March 30th, and it's a big, big day because Jupiter squares Pluto. Square means negative aspect. So it is a good opportunity at this time to increase your wealth and your fame and your success. It is a big, big day, but you have to have high integrity to do it. And that's because it's in negative aspect. So stay in your best, highest self. Don't be too greedy, not that any of you are, but you're going to see that it's a superpower transit, and you can get obsessed with getting ahead. You can get obsessed with getting more powerful and bigger. Don't get obsessed. Stay balanced within it. You're going to see greed exposed in the world. You're going to see corruption exposed in the world by this time or around this time. But in your personal life, there's this urge to just live life to the fullest. It's time for you to step on your personal stage, whatever that means. And it's also a time when you could let go of societal standards or beliefs that you've been clinging to, strip them away and step into more bold and outrageous behavior, if you will, to sort of shake it up and break it up. Be your bigger self. So if you're already pretty courageous and gutsy and here's your margin, go here on that day. This is a day for you to step into your power. Now, you can get tricked a little bit by this planetary aspect, I should say, because somebody could promise you the world of money. You could take the bait and collapse. So you do want to be cautious that you're not investing in false investments, that you're not investing in a Bernie Madoff scam. So you need to be cautious and careful. But it is a time when you could make a really bold move and change your life forever. Mercury is coming up in retrograde on April 9th. And so we're going to talk about that on April 4th in my next webinar. And if you want to join my VIP program, we do this once a month, and then I'm going to shut the recording off right now, and we're going to move into questions, and everybody gets to ask a question, and I use my tarot cards to answer them. So it will be a lot of fun. Thanks for joining. I hope you found this helpful, and I look forward to seeing you at soulnavigation.com. Bye.